I'm going to be teaching you how an LLM thinks, prompt injection, and the 5 core frameworks when it comes to writing a properly detailed and effective prompt. Let's go. And let's rewind a bit. I'm pretty sure some of us have woken up one day and decided that we want to make money, and we can do that by making a website. So you get an AI agent, input your prompt, try to describe what it's all about, but it's big. Then it gives you a website, but it seems too generic. So you now start going back and forth with your AI agents, it starts giving you some unwanted results. You keep on using the iterative approach, but you just don't see any good or wanted results, getting all frustrated and tired. Trust me, all of us have been through it. So that's what I'm going to be teaching you so that you can skyrocket your productivity by your turn. So they're using Gemini, Claude, ChatGPT, Lovable, Cursor, Notebook LLM, just anyone. Let me put you on some game. Prompt engineering is like setting up a blueprint. For example, building a house. There are a lot of factors that you need to consider, like the type of house you're going to build, whether it's a mansion or a duplex. Then you consider the site and the location, the design and special requirements, as well as the budgets and the type of team that you want. How do LLMs really think? Think of an LLM as a machine that fetches information from different sources, then combines it with your user query, and then puts it to an LLM, then creates a response. So just be careful of your context window as well as your API reads, because things cost a lot. So just know that every character is being transformed into a token and then embedded into a vector for the machine to understand. So assume that you have a very long conversation in your context window. The AI has a way of storing memory in terms of a storage, which then pushes it to the cloud. That's where it fetches all of the previous discussed stuff. And be very careful of prompt injection. This is a vulnerability attack where attackers or users can trick the AI into doing stuff that it shouldn't be doing or goes against its original rules. So it's always very advised to double check, add some XML headers, and also ensure very, very strong context that enable the AI to not get easily tricked into doing stuff. Now let's get into the framework, which is craft, context, role, action, format, and tone. So we have context. Here you're just defining the background or the situation that you're having. For example, you're a software engineer who's trying to learn how to start the full stack engineering journey. Then you give the LLM a role, telling it that it's a senior engineer with many years of experience. This is going to help you a lot because now it's going to get the expertise which is required to actually give you that specific details that you actually need. Then you just define the action. They just requires you to tell you what to do. Then as the format, you want the response to be defined in a particular way, as well as the tone. Maybe you want to make it professional and warm since it's coming from a senior engineer. Then there you go. But let's take a basic prompt, for example. Do you see how generic the details are? Now let's get to chain of thoughts. We have two types of chain of thoughts. We have zero-shot prompting and we have few-shot prompting. Few-shot prompting is like setting up examples or telling the AI to write down its steps or ways of thinking. Rather, I like to call it thinking stairs. Zero-shot prompting just means putting your instruction or prompt without setting up any examples. But it's actually better to use few-shot prompting because setting up examples actually gives the AI a pattern to learn, which is going to make the response even more specific and detailed. Okay, so I had made the projects before this, but I didn't use all these user templates to build the full stack web. I realized that using only a prompt, even though it satisfies all the steps in the craft framework, I realized that it was not going to work. So I decided to revert all my changes and ask the AI agent why that was a problem. So the user prompt wasn't going to be enough, that templates had to be added. So I got these templates from a YouTube channel called JS Mastery. You can go and visit them. After I had reverted the changes and told the AI agents to try it again and make sure that every single prompt and template were directed towards the same scope, the final results came out.